The fastest manifestation method you will ever need to completely change your life is robotic affirming, which is what we're about to get into. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jen and I am your weight loss bestie, where we talk about everything when it comes to manifesting your dream body, all by harnessing the power of your mind. I myself lost over 100 pounds with no diet, no exercising, and I show you how you can do it too. I do know a little something what I'm talking about. Okay, so I am giving you my top 7 guided meditation bundle pack in the description below. Click that link. It is literally only $20 where I'm gonna help you lose weight while you sleep. Doesn't get any easier than that. I'm about least amount of effort, biggest results, right? I know you are too. So also, if you want to guarantee that you manifest your dream body as quick as possible and reach your weight loss goals and want me to walk you through it side by side and literally hold your hand, that's what I'm here for. Join the Knockout Babe Society. The link is also in the description below. We'd love to have you as a part of the family. All right, so let's get into the video. Okay, so the fastest manifestation method you will ever need is robotic affirming. I don't care what anybody says, I firmly stand by robotic affirming. I had tried, typically when you start manifesting or learn about manifestation, you start with the law of attraction, which, as you know, there's channels out there that it's like technique after technique after, there's a new technique every day, okay? And I'm just like, which one is the one? I've tried, which one is the secret sauce? I tried them all. I had a whole folder going on where I would just play them all. And I'd wake up an hour and a half or an hour earlier than I needed to, just because I believed that if I didn't listen to it every single day for 28 days, you know what I'm talking about, that it wasn't gonna work. And guess what? I think I did it for like 6 months. Nothing ever came. At all, like no movement at all. And it wasn't until I came across a channel where I learned about robotic affirming. Shout out to Sammy Ingram, by the way. And it was her channel where I started looking at my life and realizing that the things that came to me quickly, like very quick, and the things that always worked out in my favor throughout my life was based on my thoughts, right? It was my thoughts about it. So, because I've overcame some significant odds in my life when, I guess, in essence, the cards were stacked against me, if you will. And when I thought about how I overcame that and how I defied all odds, it was all because of it was a belief that I had where, no, everything works out in my favor. And that was the belief that I had created. So therefore, everything worked out in my favor. Okay, I've manifested anything from a lot of money to my SP back in less than 2 weeks to losing over 100 pounds. And keeping that weight off without dieting or exercising, eating literally whatever I want. So I do firmly stand by it. It is, in my opinion, and needs to be your opinion too now, that it is the way to go. Okay, that this is the one manifestation method that is guaranteed to work for you. And that is because everything in your life is based on repetition, right? You don't learn how to do something because you did it once. You just don't. You learn how to do something because you did it over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so it's like walking. When you were a child learning how to walk, did you just get up and start walking? No, you didn't. You got up, took a step, fell down, got back up, took a couple more steps, fell back down. But you kept going, okay? And so it's the same thing. Everything in your life is based on repetitive thoughts. Okay, it is impossible for you to do anything without first thinking about that thing first, right? So you don't get up to cook dinner without first having the thought of cooking dinner. Make sense? Okay, you don't get up to brush your teeth without first thinking that you have, and I don't mean dwelling in the thought. I mean, the thought came up where, oh, I got to brush my teeth. Now you go brush your teeth. Okay, you have to first think it before you do it. So before it shows up. So because of that and understanding that is where we need to remind ourselves that this is why if I want a different result, if I want to do something, if I want to make a change, then all I have to do is change my thoughts about it. I have to discipline my mind, and I just need to go into my mind palace, be delulu. As you know, I always tell you, you've got to be delusional, completely delulu, okay, in your mind, that you have what it is that you want. What implies that? Okay, that's how you come up with your robotic affirmations. Everyone gives you a different amount of affirmations. For me, it's whatever you can commit to. Okay, if you've got all day long, then yeah, you can have 4 or 5 affirmations or different sets of affirmations based on what it is you try to manifest. I like to manifest more things at one time. So I'll have a set. What I like is 3 affirmations, 4 max. But usually I keep it at 2 to 3 affirmations for each thing that I want to manifest. I like manifesting multiple things at once, and that is because life is so much funner, right? You're not so obsessing over one thing when you're manifesting multiple things at one time, right? You're like, oh my gosh, this is showing up. I'm seeing movement over here. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing movement over here, right? And because I like things fast. So I'm not trying to manifest one thing, it comes, and then move on to the next thing and it comes. If that's you, cool, do you, boo, okay? I don't think that you need to put a number on it. However, I like 2 to 3 affirmations, like I said, and that is because you can loop them a lot more, right? You can get them in there and say them a lot more than if you had like 10 or 20 affirmations. By the time you went through your entire list and you only spent, let's say, like 10, 15 minutes or even 30 minutes, by the time you go through your whole list every day, you're only repeating the same affirmation maybe like 5 or 6 times. Versus if you have 2 to 3, you can play those over and over and over again and say them like 100 times, right? And the more you say them, the more you think those thoughts, because you think in your mind, guys. Robotic affirmations are in your mind. You can say them out loud, but you don't want to look like a crazy person walking around the grocery store saying your affirmations, you know what I'm saying? So you say them in your head. Unless your thoughts are spiraling. If they are, then speak your affirmations out loud, because it's impossible for you to think one thing and say another at the same time. Okay, so little side note on that one. All right, so I say do what you're comfortable with, what's gonna move your needle the most. Okay, so we want to rewire the neural pathways, and we do that through robotic affirming over and over and over again, playing it on a loop, so that we focus on what it is that we want, not what we currently have. Okay, so what I recommend to help you further create that belief a lot faster, because I like to do things faster. And so for you to step into that assumption a lot quicker, what I would do is remove things that trigger you. Remove things that are going to reaffirm the opposite of what it is that you want, that are going to reaffirm your current reality when you're trying to change that. So an example, because if you can't control your thoughts, because you can control the scale. I tell you guys this all the time. You can control that scale when you step on it, because instead of seeing 250 pounds, you're not thinking that, right? Remember, it's all about the thoughts. Instead, you want to tell yourself what that number you want to see is. So it's like if you get on the scale and it says 250 pounds, your thought is, my God, I reached my weight loss goal. I weigh 130 pounds. Shoot, I got it. I weigh 130 pounds, right? That's what you would say if you're stepping on the scale. Same with if you were to look in the mirror, right? If you're gonna look in the mirror, instead of pointing out all your imperfections, instead you would say, my God, I am so hot. I look so good. Like my body is perfect, right? You would say that instead, because the thoughts are what are keeping it there, okay? Which is why if you've tried dieting, exercising, and doing all these things and it didn't work, is because you're not changing your thoughts about the things. Now, if you did all those things and it did work for you, that is because you assumed it would. Okay, you had positive thoughts about it, like, oh, this is gonna work, which is why it worked. Okay, so don't come and comment about like, oh, well, that worked for me. I dieted and I lost my weight. Good, that's fantastic. But that is because you assumed you would. You assumed that diet would work for you, versus the masses don't have that same belief. They don't have that same assumption. Instead, they think diets don't work for them, I can't lose weight, and you have all these false assumptions, okay? When you have the power to change that with your thoughts, which is what you're gonna do. So if you cannot control, when you look in the mirror, seeing the thoughts that you're, changing your thoughts about what you see, if you can't control standing on the scale and telling and thinking the thoughts of the number you want to see, not the number you currently see, then I suggest you don't do it. Don't get on the scale. If it's going to trigger your thoughts, if it's going to create negative thoughts in you, then don't do it, okay? Because you're adding further resistance. Okay, you're adding further resistance, and it's going to be a much longer process versus if you removed those triggers and said, okay, I'm not going to step on the scale because that's going to trigger my thoughts, and instead I'm just going to put the scale away. It's out of my thought process. I'm not even going to think about stepping on that scale. I'm just going to go here and control here because this is what you're in control of, okay? So that's what I would do. Now, when it comes to curating your affirmations, you want to say your affirmations in a way that's natural to you. I hope that makes sense. Like in a way that's natural to you. So in a way that you would naturally talk. So like I will say like, so for weight loss, I'll say like, damn, I look so fucking good. I am so damn fine. And I say that because I cuss. I'm not a sailor. I don't just like cuss all day long, but I do use some potty language from time to time. And so for me, saying my affirmations that way, that is what works for me because that's natural to how I speak. Okay, so for you, it needs to be natural to how you speak. So if you're having a hard time curating affirmations, just ask yourself this, like, okay, and this works for any area of your life, okay? Whether you're trying to manifest weight loss, your perfect body, a relationship with your SP, or you want your SP back, whether it's, because, I manifested my SP back from no contact to living with me in 2 weeks. So, I can help you do the same. But anyway, if you want to manifest lots of money, better health, any of that stuff, you just have to change your thoughts about it. So what you want to do is ask yourself, okay, if I had this thing, if I had my perfect body right now, okay? Because we don't say the word want, because want implies lack that you don't have, right? Because you can't want something that you already have, okay? So eliminate that word from your freaking vocabulary, okay? So we don't want anymore, we have. So if I was to step in right now, if I was to wake up today and I had my dream body, my perfect body, my ideal body shape, and everything was just perfection, what thoughts would I have? I certainly wouldn't be thinking like, oh my God, look at I'm so overweight, I'm so fat, I look terrible, look at my stomach. You wouldn't be thinking that, okay? They don't think those thoughts. So instead, you say, okay, what would I think if I looked in the mirror and I just saw complete transformation, everything that I wanted? What thoughts would I have? Those are your affirmations. That's it. Like, those are your affirmations. And we don't waver from them. You must persist. If you're having a down day, it doesn't matter, but you have to, like, if you're having an emotional moment, I used to not understand how it is that you can have a negative emotion without negative thoughts. I used to not understand that until I experienced it. And so you can, okay? But the key is, if you're finding out that you're having an emotional moment, that you keep your thoughts in check. Okay, you can cry. I did. Actually, I cried one time, but I remembered, keep your thoughts in check, keep your thoughts in check. So instead, while I was crying, I was robotically affirming. I like how somebody refers to it like it's your safety net, okay? It's your safety net. Go right into your affirmations if you find that you're thinking negatively, okay? And that's it. Like, it's just, you've got to play them on a loop over and over and over again. The more consistent you are, the more you persist. Don't waver. I don't care what the scale says. I don't care the person you see staring back at you. Up in here, you're the hottest bitch in the world, okay? Oh, everyone wants me. I am so hot. I have the perfect body. I am the ideal body type, like, period, okay? You have to ignore your current reality. Now, you don't ignore it by like just not going and confronting it, okay? I mean, you have to go about your daily life, you know? But in here, keep your thoughts in check. You only think what you want to think. What you want to live in the end, as they say, is that as if you already have this thing that you're wanting to manifest. What thoughts would I have if I already had this? If I had $1 million in my bank account, I certainly wouldn't think I'm broke and how am I going to pay my rent tomorrow? Right? You wouldn't think that. You'd be like, I have so much money in the bank, dude. I am so freaking rich. I can do whatever I want. Like, that's literally the thoughts that you would have. So, because it's impossible to be broke and have rich thoughts. It's impossible to be rich and have broke thoughts. Okay? So, we want to, if you want to be rich, if you want to have your perfect body, if you want to have the perfect relationship, you want to get married, whatever, you want perfect health, that you want to glow up, all you have to do is tell yourself the opposite, as if it's already yours right now, as if you're living in that state right now, because you have to live in that state now and go through life. But you go through your daily routines, your daily life, but keep your thoughts in check. Okay, what I found so easy to do for me is to start training myself to pay attention to my thoughts. Like, what thoughts do you really have, right? And once you start becoming aware of that, you really start to notice how many false assumptions that you have, how many terrible assumptions and beliefs you actually have. Okay, and so, you know, you can, but it doesn't matter because you can change it. And what I found is the more you persist, the key is not wavering, okay? Not wavering, not reacting to what it is that you see, okay? Instead, it's just persist in your thoughts, persist in your thoughts, persist in your thoughts. Be consistent, daily, daily, daily. Every minute I get, I'm going to robotically affirm. Every second I get. Because the faster I can get it in there, the more consistent I am, the more I persist, the more I do not waver, the faster it comes. And when I tell you, like, literally, it comes overnight, like it can come, you set the rules, okay? So it can come as quickly as you can get it in there and create that new belief. It will come really, really fast. There are people that lose an insane amount of weight in like 7 days, 30 days because they changed their thoughts. They kept their thoughts in check. This is why I stand by robotic affirming. Okay, just look at your current life. What's your belief about it? What's your assumption about it? You know, are you broke? You're going to continue to be broke if you have broke thoughts. You know, if you are overweight and you don't like it, then change it, right? You've got to start seeing yourself differently. You've got to start loving the weight off of you, not hating it off of you. It doesn't work that way, okay? You can't force change. You have to change your thoughts first, and then it changes on the outside. Your inner world will reflect in the outer world, in a sense, okay? So pick those affirmations that are natural to you, and I write them down. I write them down so I can keep my thoughts in check. Pick the affirmations that are natural to you and just loop them all day long. Robotic affirm, okay? Robotically. Don't worry about feeling it, creating a scene, or any of that stuff. Just say the words to yourself over and over and over again. You do not have to believe them to be true. Just say them over and over and over again. You got me? And that's literally all you have to do to completely change your entire life, okay? So that's what I want for you. I know you want it too, or you wouldn't be watching the video, okay? Because you deserve to have your dream life. You deserve to have your perfect body. You are limitless, okay? You are limitless. You're the boss. You're in control. So get in control of your thoughts so that you can change anything that you want to change. And it's so much fun to no longer accept that this is just life, this is just how it is. It's so empowering to not accept that anymore, to sit there and be like, oh, hell no, I'm changing this right now because I said so. And I'm the operant power and I can do that. There's nothing more empowering than that. And you deserve to be empowered, okay? I am on a mission to completely revolutionize the weight loss industry. So let's get our thoughts in control so that we can show everyone in the world how easy it is to have our dream body, all right? All right, I hope you found this video helpful. Just remember to grab your copy of my top 7 guided meditation bundle pack in the description below. And if you are serious about really literally recreating your body and loving yourself on a deep-seated level so that it glows on the outside, then go ahead and click the link in the description and join the Knockout Babe Society. And also remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.